The way I look at real estate investing is that it is self-development with money, wealth, and time freedom on the tail end. And that mindset shift has truly changed how I view real estate investing, because it's what's allowed me to reduce anxieties around any of the problems that come around real estate investing, also around life in general, because life is way more than just buying properties, building wealth. And one key thing that I realized that I've also helped my other students get to the bottom of is determining, is their anxieties around the problems around real estate, is that linked to just not knowing how to handle those anxieties? Which in this video, I want to share with you guys 3 quick tips on how to reduce that anxiety as a real estate investor. Or is it just linked to this underlying feeling and limiting belief that we're just not good enough? And that's more of a confidence issue. So if you're someone that, maybe you want to get into real estate, but you're just not confident in what you're doing, how to get started, maybe you're not even confident in your financial literacy skills, maybe you're still trying to figure out finances, you're lacking a little bit of clarity, or hey, maybe you just want to get into real estate, but you start to see that other investors have to really put themselves out there, put themselves in networking situations, marketing situations, conversations that could be difficult, whether that's raising money. Well, we actually put together a free course. It's called the Social and Financial Confidence course. It's 10 years of work and experience that I've put in, basically to reduce not just my anxiety, but also improve the social anxiety I was dealing with, learn how to network with high level individuals so that they can actually bring you deals, bring you leads, and then just connect with higher value people, because that's going to increase your confidence. You're going to be around people that literally are just cheering you on, not in the frame of being yes men or yes women, but they actually want to see you win. And once you can cultivate that kind of social and financial confidence, you'll see that you can drastically reduce those anxieties. But if you want to check that out, all you gotta do is drop the word confidence down below and I'll send you a link to that. It's absolutely free. It's about 10 videos. I put 10 years of work into this, so it's one of my masterpieces that I put together. But let's jump right into the video right now on 3 ways that I've learned and have implemented to reduce that anxiety around real estate investing. So the first one is understanding that you need clarity, right? You need to know what you're doing, what are the next steps, and be a few steps ahead so that you know what deals to buy, what deals to say no to, how to actually market so that you're getting consistent leads and deals for your real estate investing. Now, one way I help students do this is by giving them a custom real estate roadmap, by figuring out where are they in their lives, what life do they actually want, and then what types of deals in what areas, and what is the timeline that they want to do these deals so that they can reach their own success and their own goals. So I have a saying that once there are no more questions, then you know exactly what needs to be done, right? You can reverse this as well. Once you know exactly what needs to be done, meaning you have clarity, there are no more questions. And I find that a ton of anxiety around real estate investing comes from just people not knowing where to start or what to do, right? What's that first step? What's the second step? What do they need to be doing on a day-to-day, week-to-week, or even just a project-to-project basis, right? That's the first one. Getting actual clarity on your real estate investing goals. Now, the second step that I found reduced massively my anxiety, and something that I help students out with, kind of try to influence them at least, is developing a connection with God. Now, I don't want to push religion onto you. You decide. I was raised Catholic, right? Cool. Even I didn't have the best relationship with, religion or spirituality or whatever it is when I was younger. So if you're someone that gets triggered by that, you can change the word God. You can look at it as a higher power. You can look at it as another being, whatever your beliefs are. But I truly believe, and I've seen the power of having that relationship with God and placing faith in a higher power when we start to deal with anxieties. There's a ton of lines in the Bible around how you don't want to have fear, you don't want to have this doubt, you want to just place your anxiety onto God, Jesus. They will take care of everything else. And, even with myself, the amount of times over the past 6-7 years where I thought everything was over, I thought, running into issues with like ex-employees, running into issues with cash flow crunches, money partners wondering where their money is, deals falling, behind, and having to solve all these problems, and literally having my face in my hands and being like, how do I get through this? But putting my faith in God and just spending time praying, building that relationship, and just trusting that all this is put in front of me, not as punishment, but as character development, as a means to get better, to extract the lesson, and that God's just putting me through this so that, my pain, my difficulties, possibly be a solution to someone, or possibly just help me get to the next level. Okay, that's something I found drastically reduced my anxieties. Just spending time, whether that's daily or weekly, to just connect with God and trust the process, right? Because we don't even take any of the real estate to the grave with us, right? It's literally just a tool to get to where we want to be. Now, with that, it's also a tool to become who we can actually be, that type of investor that not just has the money, the free time, the connections to continually grow real estate investing, but also, again, I always look at this as it's self-development with money on the tail end. And if you look at a spiritual sense, it's self-development with a better and more solid connection at the tail end. Honestly, investing in real estate, yeah, it's thrown difficulties, it's thrown obstacles around my way, but it's also helped me develop a better connection with God, because I literally don't think I can do this alone. Like, yeah, there's a team, but I also look at that connection with God as part of that team. And there's so many examples that I could probably give you. Maybe I'll share these stories in the future of times where I thought like this is over, back was fully against the wall, and then literally like a God-given divination miracle comes. Not because I was just sitting there not doing anything, but it was a combination of prayer and taking action. Okay. So a third aspect that has drastically reduced that anxiety as a real estate investor has been developing just healthier habits around managing that anxiety, right? So it's, hey, do you have like a workout routine? Like right now, do a little bit of basing, little one's kind of spinning out there, and I'm just taking a walk, getting a little bit of fresh air. Taking the steps towards building healthier habits to like reduce the anxiety that could be trapped in our bodies, right? I know for myself, maybe you guys are like this as well, if I don't move and don't get some physical activity each day, well, I know my anxiety levels go up. Are you also, managing your coffee intake? I know if I take more than like 4 cups of coffee, sometimes even if I take a really strong second cup of coffee, I'll start feeling those heart palpitations, anxiety will go up. And again, that doesn't help us at all. Because if you have high anxiety, you're probably not making the best decisions for your real estate investing. You're probably making more short-term, fear-based kind of decisions as opposed to focusing on the long term and actually building something sustainable. And then also take a look at what other coping mechanisms do you have to reduce that anxiety, right? For a long time when I was younger, I would just smoke weed whenever I felt anxious. And cool, maybe it was a little bit of a band-aid, a short-term kind of release, get me into a place where I was a little bit more calm. But that was not the best coping mechanism, and it actually just kind of put the lid on top of a bunch of issues that I was just blocking off. But it wasn't until the moment I started to take better coping mechanisms, start using these better, more healthier coping mechanisms, like such as breath work, such as having a community. Like now I actually have other business owners, other real estate investors that I can just share these anxieties around, share these doubts, these issues, these obstacles with people that actually get it, right? Because if you're a new investor, I know it's hard, right? If you run into issues and you're building wealth, everyone thinks it's all amazing, real estate's going well, and then you run into issues. Well, if you start sharing some of these problems with people that aren't in real estate, don't run a business, don't invest, don't really understand what you're going through, they're just like, oh, cool, you have problems, but we can't relate. Versus if you actually have a community of people that understand your problems as a real estate investor, understand what you're going through as an entrepreneur, you have to be responsible for employees, people on your team, all your clients, well, they will actually get it. And there's nothing more powerful I've found than just having a community of people that, one, want to see you win, and two, can provide experience-based feedback to you as a real estate investor, because they've also gone through a little bit of those struggles, right? Let's quickly recap. Those three things are: get a clarity roadmap so you know exactly what you need to do and where to go. Develop a connection with God so you can kind of delegate that anxiety to another higher power. And then thirdly, develop better habits with coping with anxieties, and then just essentially invest in your own health, because health is wealth, right? I do not want myself or any of my clients or any of my students to live a life where they have financial security, financial freedom, financial independence, but then they're stressed as hell. I don't want them to lack the time freedom to be missing out of all this time and quality experiences with their family. That's not the point, right? Most of my students and myself, we do this because we want the future to be something where we have the free time, we have the location freedom, we have the money freedom to spend time with people we love, family, friends, but also to spend time doing the things that we love, right? And taking time for yourself as you build better portfolios, as you build better cash flow, as you build better time management, real estate can help you do that. And one of the things I realized is real estate was a vehicle that allowed me to have the freedom. Spent the past 2 years just traveling the world, finding the best teachers that I can, because my true passion is really teaching and philosophy, right? That being said, I can't really monetize philosophy. It's like a philosophy prof, which in my city actually kind of pays a little bit more than minimum wage. It's not really that too crazy, but having the free time I've had the past 2 years to travel, meet the best teachers I can, explore not just my own interests, but interests of my family, friends and whatnot, having that extra free time has really just dialed me in to I love teaching. And that's what I want for you guys, right? I want you guys to learn real estate, not just to make bank, not just to make money, not just have free time, but use it as a vehicle so that you can carve out maybe a year, 2 years, maybe 5 years, or maybe you're just going to get full on financially free, never have to go back to a job, never have to work ever again, so that you can actually find what your true purpose is. Because maybe for you, real estate isn't your purpose. That's fine. I don't think it's my purpose, but it's a tool, it's a vehicle that allows us to get more free time so we could focus fully on our purpose. Would I have the free time to write books? Would I have free time to create these coaching programs to teach people not just real estate investing, but I'll even take dating coaching clients for high net worth individuals, because it's one of the things I enjoy. It's something that I spend a lot of time on, spend a lot of money on figuring out, and it's just something I can pass on to people that public school education probably isn't teaching, right? So hope that helps. Ahmad asks, do you write your own copy? I do have a team of copywriters that work with me, and I also write some of my own copy too. Again, it's writing, so it's one of my passions, and I look at writing copy as an extension of philosophy, right? It's how do I teach someone philosophy, but they'll actually take action and then use kind of what we're sharing with them. So I can take a few questions if you guys have any other questions in here. And I know one of the questions I got asked earlier today was like dealing with overwhelm. That's why I wanted to make this video, because I had a student actually, he got some tenants in, got a new condo, is looking to do some renovations for his condo to set up for the tenants, and he was feeling a little overwhelmed. Again, why? Lacking a little bit of clarity. Luckily, this student already understood the power of mindset. He knew his beginner brain was kind of creating these problems, getting in the way, and he knew that it was just, he was lacking knowledge, lacking clarity, but he was looking to not give up. And that's huge, because that's something I found is necessary in having the right mindset to actually invest in real estate and not give up, not freak out when things, go wrong, because things will eventually go wrong. You're going to run into problems. Obviously, you're running a business, right? That being said, he already had the solid mindset, and we just created 2 custom plans, what he needed to do, what steps he needed to take, and then he knew right away to take action on that. Okay, so that was pretty impressive to see that the mindset was already there. Could identify that he had a limiting belief, because logically he knew there were solutions, that he didn't have to be stressed about this. But because he took action, he took accountability to actually book a call with me. As I always tell people, the student does create the value, right? So after he did that chat, after he gave the plan, he immediately has 2 weeks, about a month to kind of take action. And I said, hey, keep me posted. Let me know what you did decide. And that's the power of having not just an accountability coach, but someone that actually has experience, has the knowledge to help you get to that next level, right? Drop your questions down below if you have other questions. Zam, let's go back.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to take a walk here. And then, like I said, this really does help reduce my anxieties. I find if I don't get like sunlight, or if I'm just like creating content, helping students out in my home office all day, like that's great and all, but it does get to a point where it can make me a little bit anxious, and I just need to be outdoors. That's why I spend a lot of time in Alberta. Actually, it's way easier to actually get outdoors, take walks places. There's like hikes near around, connected to nature. Manitoba's great too, except that it's a little bit of a drive to get to some of these nature places. That's just something that I find helps me out. What about you guys? How do you guys deal with your anxiety around whether it's starting real estate or scaling real estate investing? I know everyone's a little bit different. I like to actually schedule time for myself, schedule time for family, and make sure that, again, I'm not just getting bogged down by all the real estate issues. Because if that's the case, it's all just problems, right? Like, these problems don't end. And you actually want to level up to getting better problems while also building up the resiliency for that. Because that mental toughness is real. And if you don't focus on this, if you ignore building the mental toughness, maybe you get to 1 to maybe 4 properties, maybe not even that. Maybe you'll get to like the first 1 or 2 and then start getting bogged down by problems that probably won't matter in 5 years, right? The amount of times where I'll run into an issue, we'll do some demo, and then all of a sudden we realize there's an electrical issue. I had one property where I had already rented it out. We did an inspection. It was all good the first year. I thought I had no more knob and tube. And then there was an issue with one of the plugs with one of my tenants. So I decided, okay, well, let's check it out, open it up. And of course, my electrician, this time, we go a little bit further down the electrical line, and they just tied in new wiring to knob and tube. Meaning the first foot and a half was new wiring, but then after that it was just tied into knob and tube. Not good. Luckily, I had enough cash flow. I was putting away money into savings for reserve funds for this property, and we got all the electrical done. But when I first got that text, I was like, oh man, like this is going to be a big bill. Oh my God, like can we do this? Like what's going on? But then as I just went through the process, as I knew, okay, what were the step-by-steps? As I just developed more knowledge, it reduced my anxiety around the whole issue, because every problem has a solution. And the beauty about real estate is money does solve all real estate problems. So I hope that offers some value. You guys are awesome. Again, if you want my help with this, if you want to work together one-on-one and see if it would be a good fit, all you got to do is drop the word prepare, and I'd love to invite you into a free real estate strategy session so we can see where are you at, how can I help, how can I be a resource if I even can help you reach those goals. And if I can, I'd love to build you that customized real estate roadmap to get you to the next level, to help you scale, get more free time, make more money in real estate, and just make this journey way easier than it has to be. Because I made mistakes, my mentors have made mistakes, and what I want to do for you is help you reduce that anxiety, reduce those mistakes, and avoid them as much as we can. All right, so you guys are awesome. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace.